it's been a nice little minute since the show's been over. And I see there's a bunch of mixed reactions. A lot more worse than good, which truly I understand. I'm not gonna lie. You know what I'm saying? The whole thing with Homelander and Butcher, the scorched earth thing, and that just turned out to be what the hell that was. You know what I'm saying? I can see it. I really can. But I'm trying to look on a more profile level of things, because I really can. I can immediately just hate on it. I really can. I can name several different things, which I'm gonna do throughout this video, that makes this finale horrible. But I'm also gonna give my opinions on why it's alright at best. Let's start with the bad things first. The scorched earth thing. We gotta start there. That ended up just being a burnt carpet in the Oval Office. That was it, you know what I'm saying? I just expected more, you know, considering all the advertisements and whatever else the case may be. It just seemed like they were setting up something bigger than what it was. And you got the dudes in the comments of the videos talking about, well, scorched earth wasn't even supposed to be all of that. It was just to say, well, even then, why advertise it and make it seem like these two were just gonna have this crazy ass battle, destroying buildings and just blowing shit up? I want to talk about the ending of Homelander. It just seemed a little quick, you know what I'm saying? Homelander literally just got the V1, what was it, 2 episodes prior to the actual finale? I felt like that was something that was supposed to happen way earlier, you know what I'm saying? So we can kind of set up the finale. But when I realized that we were 2 episodes away from the finale and he just got the V1, I'm thinking like, what in the hell could they possibly do to fix or to make this ending like actually good? 2 episodes away, I start getting in panic mode, because I'm like, they got 2 hours to make all of this make sense. Why did Homelander just get the V1? Where was Ryan? Where was Marie? Where were these core assets of this show? Like, where were they at? And then by the finale, they kind of fixed it. What was Gen V for? Marie just kind of left, and then we're just never gonna, like, what was she? What was that entire show? Because I watched it. Now that just feels like all my watch time, all the hours I spent watching that was for nothing. I just think Homelander's death in general could have just had so much more put into it. You know what I'm saying? Like, there was an entire 5 seasons where this man was just made up to be this like monster. And don't get me wrong, for the first 3 seasons, they set that up perfectly. The acting was there, the story was there. Do not get me wrong, I'm not gonna sit here and act like the first 3, a little bit of 4, you know, seasons was okay. That was okay. And then when we got to season 5, everything just yeah. I just feel like personally Homelander's death was kind of rushed. But we're gonna switch to another thing. Kimiko being the one to shoot the blast, it's not like I necessarily have a huge problem with it. It's just, I feel like it could have been somebody else, if that makes sense. Don't get me wrong, I know this one might be a little nitpicky, considering what, you know what I'm saying, Homelander did to Frenchie. This one might be a little nitpicky, but I just wanted to be somebody who was like more, you know, tied into Homelander's whole story, his whole thing throughout the entire show, you know. But through all of that, I can understand at the same time why it could have been, you know, Kimiko. That is why I said this one is a lot more nitpicky, but it's going on this list. I don't care. I really don't. Rest in peace to the Deep. I'm sorry. The Peak. I thought he was gonna go all the way personally, you know what I'm saying? It ain't much to say about this one, you know what I'm saying? It's just they got rid of the Peak, you know. No, you know. I'm not, like I said, you know, it's kind of nitpicky, I know, but it's the Peak. It's gonna go on this list. I think it affected the finale, even though it had nothing to do with the finale. I'm not even gonna hold you. But I just had to say something. Alright, we're moving on. Convinced that Soulja Boy was in that pod more than he was in the actual show. Why in the world? And I know it was to set up that whole Vault Rising thing. You know what I'm saying? But let's be real. Let's be real here. Who actually is going to watch that? Don't get me wrong. There are people that's going to watch that, but it'll be missing Homelander. It'll be missing Butcher. It'll be missing the niggas that made the show what it was. And don't get me wrong, Soulja Boy by himself is a big pull. I ain't gonna lie to you. The final scene they had with Soulja Boy and Homelander was a great scene. You know what I'm saying? To end Soulja Boy and being in the show. But the thing that kind of bothered me was when, and this is also kind of nitpicky, when Homelander was choking Soulja Boy and he just didn't fight back at all. He was just able to stuff him back in that motherfucker. Like, what? It got dark outside. I've been talking about this for a minute. You know what I'm saying? We're going to flip on the other side of this coin. Let's talk about what made it good. You know what I'm saying? We got our boy Ryan in the cookouts. You know what I'm saying? We got MM. He adopted. You know what I'm saying? Homeboy. Now we all up in the cookouts. Now we got Ryan. I like that personally. So something I found, you know what I'm saying, kind of cool, but not that crazy at the same time. The show starting with Huey and ending with Huey, you know what I'm saying? After what A-Train did, and you know, Huey having a full circle moment, having a kid, and you know, with Starlight, and I don't know, I just thought that was kind of cool. It's not something crazy, but yeah. Although I could have had this on the bad side of this list, I think the moment with Huey and Butcher was, you know what I'm saying, good. Although it, at the same time, it kind of seemed like it was like forced in because we still had like another 30-25 minutes left into the finale, and that just suddenly ended up happening. But the moment itself, I feel like, was played out pretty good. You know, the part with him looking, you know, saying he's a splitting image of Lenny, and you know, all the other things, them crying, and just, it felt special where he hesitated, you know what I'm saying, to pull that trigger because he saw him, and it was nice. I just feel like we also always got to give a hand to the actors. The speech that Homelander had before Butcher and Kimiko came in was crazy. You know, Anthony Starr is always gonna do his thing when it comes to acting. You know what I'm saying? From the jump all the way up until now. You know, Carl, they all have done their thing when it came to this show. You know, there's just, and I know it's crazy that the good list is a lot shorter than the bad list, which, you know, but yeah, I just wanted to give my take on the show, the Boys series, the Boys finale, whatever the case may be. You know what I'm saying? I know the bad list was a lot longer than the good, and I know that's crazy, and I know, but yeah, I appreciate you for stopping by, listen to me talk, listen to me rant. You know what I'm saying? Like, subscribe, do whatever to do. Whoa. All right, there we go. All right, love y'all. Peace.